Hey everybody, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, giving you my weekly comic book review. So sit back and enjoy. Alright everybody, for those of you that know the drill, I go over a bunch of comic books for the week that I chose to read. Now I didn't have time to read everything, so if I missed something you think I should have read, let me know in the comments below. Also, you may disagree with me on some of my choices. If that's the case, that's alright. Let me know below. Let's just try to keep it civil. My goal is to bring back the old schoolyard days, where we would be in discussing what hero could beat who or what comic book was good and not. And I come armed with my trusty notes, so you'll hear the paper rattle because I do it a little bit old school. I do my grading on a scale of 0 through 10, 7 being average as a 70%. So I'm using schoolyard grading. But that's not all. I also use the League of Comics Geeks to give you other people's views as well as a brief overview of the comic book as well. So let's jump right in. Well, welcome back everybody, and welcome to all the people that are new to this channel. Boy, this video is probably up a little later than I normally have these comic book reviews. Let me tell you why really quick, okay? I had to go to the Secretary of State because I'm finally getting a different vehicle. I've got nearly 300,000 miles on mine, and I'm nothing new here, but I've got a 2006 vehicle that has less than 60,000 miles, so I have to transfer the plate to that. And I go there, and there's nobody in there at all. Nobody in there. And there's 3 people at the counter to service people. And I go there, and the person goes, "Oh, yes, do you have an appointment?" I said, "No, I'm just a walk-in." He goes, "Oh, well, we're really busy right now. We're not serving walk-ins. And I have to sign a thing, and I can't get in until 11:50, so I have to reschedule an appointment." Now, there's nobody in there, and they're all standing there doing nothing. And they wonder why people hate the Secretary of State. Jeez, oh Pete. Well, here we go. Anyway, let's go Batman vs. Superman, World's Finest, issue number 31. 147 out of 155 liked it on League of Comics Geeks with a 4 average rating, and I gave the book a 7.2. Not as high as they did. The writer's Mark Waid, artist is Adrian Gutierrez. It's a brand new arc begins here, so if you've been interested in considering dipping your toe into the World's Finest book, this might be the time to do it. Yep. That's what we're getting here. We get Eclipso in this one. Master of Light and Shadow has risen to plague the world's finest team of Superman and Batman, but he's powered up like never before. Eclipso threatens to plunge the Earth into a state of eternal night and, of course, eternal despair. So once again, this is a new story. If you've been wondering if you should dip into this, now's the time, or a good time to dip out if you're sick of Mark Waid and his bull crap, which I don't blame you one bit. This is a cliche kind of story here. If you have somebody captured, do you store him in your base with all your most powerful stuff? No, why do superheroes always do it? But that's what they do with Eclipso. And the art could be better in this book too. But the good news is this, we're going to get the Justice Society in next issue. So maybe we'll get something cool like, the next issue there. But once again, that's if you can deal with Mark Waid and his bullcrap. The next one I'm going to talk about is Superman number 18, with 213 out of 219 liked it, with a 4.1 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, which is once again higher than what I usually give books, but I gave this one a 7.5. Yeah. The writer is Joshua Williamson. The artist is Jamal Campbell. He's also the colorist in this issue. Just for the record, I think he did a pretty good job. This is another absolute power tie-in. It makes sense dealing with the Superman story, otherwise it wouldn't make sense to have a side story at the same time with this character right now. Anyway, Waller has the powerless heroes of the DC Universe on the ropes. Can the powerless Superman and Zatanna find the mystical map to the dark roads in time to get some major backup? Yes, they're trying to build up a team. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor, Lois Lane, Mercy, Jimmy, and Silver Banshee are on the run from those superpowered Amazos. But they find themselves pulled into a battle for the soul of Metropolis. So if you've been interested in Superman, you might want to check this out. I've been enjoying this. This is, once again, though, another absolute power tie-in series. If you're skipping that, you won't need to bother with this one. But in this issue, Superman makes a deal with Neron. Zatanna lays down some personal bombs to Superman about her feelings about herself. Can Superman and Zatanna get the army they need? Well, in my opinion, this is a good issue. And the last page,
is really setting up something that could potentially be big, or they can really drop the ball on this. I hope they make it something big. I was really on the fence before about Superman and its art, but I've really got taken back by it and enjoying the art style of it the more I read it with this series. Now let's shift out of DC a little bit for just a moment here, and let's talk about Destro issue number 4. 91 out of 95 liked it with a 4.1 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I gave the book a not quite as high. I gave it a 7.4. And the writer is Dan Waters. The artist is Andrea Bresson. I hope I got that right. And anyway, this is more classic G.I. Joe. The sides are pairing up against each other. A fight is going. This is a decent issue. And it provides more story development. And we get Cobra Commander at the very end. So now Cobra Commander is getting this. Now, once again, for people that are unfamiliar, this is not mainline G.I. Joe. This is that Energon universe. So it's sort of like another universe, kind of like a multiverse kind of thing, which I'm not usually a big fan of. But it's given us the beginnings of Destro, the beginnings of Cobra Commander, the beginnings of Duke and Scarlet, and they're putting all this team together. This is a good issue, and it's showing how the partnership develops between Destro now and how it's going to go with Cobra Commander, and maybe even how it's going to deal with Tomax and Zaymont. So if you are a G.I. Joe fan, I honestly don't see why you'd ever skip this. This has been a really good addition to the G.I. Joe universe, if you will. Matter of fact, and this might floor some people, and I challenge you, even if you are not a G.I. Joe fan, this might be a series to check out. I think, you know, I get why some people would check out of the original G.I. Joe Real American Hero comic book. And I mean, they're right at issue 310 now. But this series is something new. It gets you involved. If you don't know the characters, it's going to give you an introduction. It's a really cool jumping on point. And speaking of G.I. Joe, let's talk about that next then. G.I. Joe Real American Hero, issue number 310. 30 out of 30 liked it with a 4.3 average rating on League of Comics Geeks. And I gave the book a 7.6, consistently usually giving scores less than League of people on League of Comics Geeks. The writer is Larry Hama. The penciler is Paul Pelletier, which I probably butchered. Cobra Commander has a plan, and that means no one is safe as the conflict continues between the Joes and Cobra escalates. We find out in this issue what Dawn decided to do. If you remember last issue, if you didn't, or if you watched my review on it, one of the people that killed Dawn's parents is trapped in a burning car. We get to see what she does. Does she kill him? Does she let him burn? Well, you'll need to see. But the cool thing is, no matter what, you can say this guy gets his karma. We have Serpentor looking at putting up Serpentor versus Serpentor Khan. Yes, there's another Serpentor out there right now. And in this issue, the Baroness gets penetrated. Take that the way you want. This has good action. Destro's going to enter the fight next issue of this battle, and I think that's going to be great. This is a really good issue for G.I. Joe fans. The new G.I. Joe series is coming as well to the Energon universe, and what I mean by that is, remember I just mentioned we have all the Scarlet, the Duke and all that. Well, there's going to be a G.I. Joe series as well in this Image Energon universe, which is going to be a different story, different universe, if you will, from this G.I. Joe series here. So once again, if you're feeling, hey, maybe I want to check out G.I. Joe, that might be the way to do it right there with that G.I. Joe series. Matter of fact, that's the way I would probably recommend that you do that, is you jump into that one. Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by My Wallet. Yeah, I'm not trying to push any kind of wallet or pimp any wallet out. What I mean is it's sponsored by my personal wallet and the cash that comes out of it to pay for these things. If you want to help with this, you can hit like, subscribe, that notification bell. Those are great ways to get started. But if you find yourself in a position where you can help the channel more, we have a Patreon and a subscribe star down below that you can click on those links. And for as little as $1 a month, you'll have special videos and things to just you, like music that you can get. Or maybe if you wanted to, a one-time donation just to help out, we have a Streamlabs link down below. Or we also have, if you go to the Patreon shop, you could buy a song for like $3. I wish I could put them a little lower, but that's the minimum they allow for that. So there's lots of options. Sometimes you might even see an Amazon link. If you want to buy anything through Amazon, click on my link first, then go through there. That'll give you a couple pennies, possibly that way too as well. So there's lots of ways you can help out the channel, because without you, it would not be possible. So thank you, everybody. And let's get back to the video. Now let's sidestep to another series. Let's talk about The Incredible Hulk number 17, where 93 out of 98 liked it with a 4.2 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, where I didn't give it near that. I gave it a 7.4. The writer is Philip Kennedy Johnson. Artist is Nick Klein. The crescendo to the Incredible Hulk Legacy issue 800 begins with The Skin Part 1. In this town, it's your skin that defines you. With Bruce Banner seemingly locked away forever inside the Hulkscape, the Incredible Hulk reaches Superguru's prophesized paradise of sin. Yeah, Las Vegas. Well, I can see why that would be a hole there, if you will. Where Charlie Tidwell's only hope lies with the Eldest and the profane cult of skinwalkers who worship her. Will Eldest keep her end of the bargain and resurrect Charlie? And what will Charlie become on the other side? This is decent art for this story in this issue. Question is, will Bruce Banner betray the Hulk to save Charlie? Overall, actually, this is not a bad issue. It's why I gave it a 7.4. But I will say I'm really wanting to go more towards a traditional Hulk again. We've been getting so much of this kind of stuff and different versions of the Hulk lately. But maybe that's just me. Would you want the Hulk to become more to his traditional self again? Are you rather enjoying a lot of these sort of different takes on the Hulk? I mean, I understand they're breathing a lot of new life into the character. And I get that, and I think that's a cool idea. But I don't know. It's been this way a long time. We've had the Hulk as a rocket ship. We've had the Hulk, that with the green door deal won't die. Now this is going back to that again, and really, if you will, and more of that with just a different take. It might be time for that then. Well, next issue I want to talk about is Spirits of Vengeance, number 1, 58 out of 74. Almost said the number wrong. I liked it with a 3.5 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, and I gave this book. Actually, I gave this book a 7.5. So there we go. Writer Sabir Piradaza, which I butchered that. Penciler Sean Damian Hill. And we have Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, Robbie Reyes, The Hood, Kushala. Many have borne the title of the Spirit of Vengeance, and its most recent claimant has embarked on its final ride to explosive results. Others still stir in the darker corners of the Marvel Universe, and one in particular has a stronger connection to the two Ghost Riders than the rest. And after years, it's ready to show its fangs again at last. The cover of this book, I think, is pretty cool. I did like that. Definitely a cool cover. And boy, if you learn anything from this issue, let me tell you, don't mess with Billy. That's all I can say. Interesting start for a story arc here. So if you're a fan of the Ghost Rider lore and things like that, I think Ghost Rider fans will like this. Decent art in the issue itself as well. So the cover doesn't just lure you in and then have crap art like some books do. This one maintains to be consistently good throughout. Now, the next issue I want to talk about is Avengers number 18. Yep, we're getting, this. We've got two Avengers series now going on there. I tend to like Cap one's led more, but it is what it is. With this issue, Avengers 18, 155 out of 168 liked it with a 3.9 average rating. Now, I gave it a 7.1. The writer is Jed McKay. The artist is Pharaoh Ooh, that almost came out wrong. Sheety? If I butchered that name, and I probably did. Sorry about that. I do think the cover's pretty cool here, the one with Hyperion, the main one. So anyway, Storm against Hyperion, it says on here, which is not true at all, really. What happens is Hyperion is coming, he's going to decimate the world because his world is decimated, and it's up to the Avengers to figure out what to do. Their original plan is just to take him out. They haven't figured out a way to put another other than less than kill this dude and take him out. But before it's over, they come up with an idea. And it's an interesting cover on this. The Avengers use their words then in this issue rather than their actions. That's how far I'm going to give you there. It's decent art, and sadly, if you're a Thor fan, Thor is leaving the team. Yeah, but it's only temporary, and if you've been reading his books, you'll know why. I haven't been. I read once in a while on Thor right now, so if you don't mind letting me know in the comments, tell me, why is Thor exactly leaving? I guess he's being accused of something he didn't do, of a murder or something like that, but feel free to let me know. And the last book I want to talk about today is Deadpool number 6. 96 out of 99 liked it with a 4.2 average rating on League of Comics Geeks, higher than me again, and I gave it a 7.2. Now, there's some alternate covers that are better. One of the covers I thought was pretty cool with Ghost Rider, I guess, that it shows here. I can't believe that's a variant cover, but I guess maybe it is. Writer is Cody Ziegler. Artist is Rogue Antonio. Once again, I probably butchered that name. Wade Wilson triumphed against Death Grip. Yep, this is the first issue of a new arc And killing Deadpool now would be an insane thing to do. So guess what? That's what they do. At the end of this issue, I guess we're supposed to think Deadpool is dead. There's decent art in this book. It really is a silly Deadpool style of story, but that's what makes this book fun. I think having Deadpool like this is interesting. I mean, I'm really enjoying this team dynamic. It's pretty cool in that regard. I can't believe it. It's sort of, I didn't think I'd like it that much at first, to be honest with you, but I am liking it. So what's going to happen to Deadpool? I don't know. I'm going to need to read issue number 7, just like you, to find out. Once again, not bad. I've been enjoying it, and I think there's a chance that you might too. All right, everybody, thanks for listening and watching, or whatever you did to see this today. Let me know your thoughts about some comic books down below. What should I read? What did I miss? I always love those. I have a long list of comic books you guys are all telling me I should check out. I haven't been ignoring those. I'm still trying to get through the complete Captain America series first, my second read through, and sometimes, like, life gets busy. It makes it hard to get through those. I've been trying to get through them. Then I'll be picking another series to read shortly after, and your opinions greatly help that. Speaking about greatly helping, thank these people here. Without them, this channel would not be possible. I consider them producers of this channel. They contribute to this channel all the time, and if you want to too, remember, you can get some special stuff, some special videos only available to you in my Patreon and Subscribe Star. So go ahead and, if you don't mind, help and support this channel. And thank you too. Like, thumbs up, all that crap. It's really been helping the channel. The channel's been getting a lot of growth, all thanks to you. Thank you, everybody, for your time, and until next time, keep it